Hello guys, this is the second part, which is the continuity of the first part. Already in the first part, we have discussed about what is AI, history of AI, levels of AI, and types of AI. In this part, we are going to cover uh, the factors that influence the advancement of AI, uh, the applications of AI in different disciplines, uh, the tools and platforms which are used for artificial intelligence, and at the end we'll try to discuss about some uh, real world sample AI applications. So let's begin with uh, influencers of AI. Okay, let's look at the factors which influences the advancement or the development of artificial intelligence. We have four factors which uh, directly influences the advancement of AI. The first one is big data. Big data can be structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. What do you mean by big data? As its name implies, big data means huge amount of data, huge amount of data. But this data can be structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. Um, so this concept uh, needs it requires uh, innovative form of information processing techniques, which helps to draw different sides to automate processes and help decision makings. Big data, uh, as I have mentioned before, can be structured data. Structured means having a formal pattern which can be searched up, like most of structured data are stored in traditional uh, data sets or relational database, or in general simply in database. But big data can include the semi-structured and unstructured, such as data in word processing, documents, videos, images, audios, presentation, or PPT, like we are using on this video lecture. Uh, Social media interactions, live streams, webcasts, web pages, many other kinds of data contents are categorized under the semi-structured and unstructured. Uh, so, how does big data influence the development of uh, AI? Uh, in the last few years, uh, due to the advent of big data, uh, it increased the availability of data. Uh, in the beginning, scientists, statisticians have been using simple, simple uh, sample data, which could help them to uh, drive conclusions from as a finding of their research. But nowadays, with the arrival of big data, scientists are using it not as a sample, but the whole big data is processed to make conclusions, to draw findings, sites, and so on. So now large volume of data is available because of big data, which positively influences AI to give accurate results in research areas. Uh, so There is no limited sample data right now because we have a big data. Limited sample data means uh, consider every few simple data to make a conclusion. But uh, this has a very risky drawback in most scientists or researchers' findings. So the next one is advancements in computer processing speed and new chip architecture. All right, we have said that big data has development of AI positively helps researchers to take a huge volume of data, large amount of data as a sample, not as a sample, but as a whole. Uh, but in order to process such kind of volume of data, we need a processor which can process this big whole data in a very short period of time. That's why the advancement in computer processing speed uh, comes helpful here. Because of the advancement uh, in this hardware specification for AI, uh, the very huge volume of data is processed in a very short period of time, in very, like we can say, milliseconds. In milliseconds, within milliseconds, large, big amount of data can be processed. Uh, so it help it helps researchers to uh, get results very quickly, very quickly. In the past, stats, statisticians and early data scientists were limited to working with uh, sample data or with sample data sets. You know, the term sample, a very small out of a very big amount. Well, in recent years, with the arrival of big data and the ability to process a large amount of data at high speed have enabled researchers and developers to access and work with a very massive set of data, a very huge volume of data. So this processing speed helps or accelerates the development of AI. The third factor is cloud computing and APIs. Let's begin with what this phrase or this terms means. Cloud computing. Uh, Cloud means actually it's internet. Cloud computing means internet computing. In general, uh, cloud computing is a term used to describe delivery of on-demand service, on-demand service, and usually such kind of computing use pay as per use. You only pay for what you use. Uh, there are worldwide companies which are providing cloud computing services to customers over internet or over cloud platforms. So the service might be like data analyze, social media, video storage, e-commerce, and AI capabilities that are available through the internet and supported by cloud computing. So AI has a capability which delivers some features using the cloud platform. Uh, so to deliver the AI capabilities, cloud computing is a very good technology to deliver it very quickly, to deliver it to customers. Uh, the next one is API. API stands for Application Programming Interface. These are also helpful for the development of AI. We have said that there are AI capabilities, features which can be delivered on cloud platforms. Same to that, there are AI API services which can be delivered using internet, which uh, makes integration between different AI applications. So, in general, API enables software components to communicate with each other easily, which means that software components can be integrated easily. Uh, so that AI APIs are usually delivered on an open cloud-based platforms on which developers can infuse AI capabilities into digital applications, products, and operations by using one or maybe more of the available APIs. So this is how the cloud computing and API influences AI. We can take examples of AI services which are supported by cloud computing and APIs. Um, IBM delivers Watson AI service over IBM Cloud, for example. Amazon AI service are delivered over AWS, which is Amazon Web Services. Uh, Microsoft AI tools are also available over the Azure Cloud, Microsoft Azure Cloud. Uh, Google AI service are also available in the Google Cloud platform. So these are the examples of services which can be delivered using the cloud computing. Uh, this service benefit from cloud platform capabilities such as they are always available 24/7. Uh, you can scale up or scale down different features of the service provided by these worldwide companies. Accessibility, rapid development, flexible billing options, which is pay as per use, simple operations and management. All this makes it to deliver AI services quite easily. The last factor which influences AI development is emergent emergency of data science. Now, data science is introduced as a profession. As a profession, uh, you can be a data scientist. You can be a data scientist, which means data science is now becoming a profession. You can make data analyze, or you can analyze data. You can be engaged in machine learning. So the goal of data science influences the advancement of AI. Its goal is to extract knowledge or sites from data in various forms, either structured or unstructured, which is like data mining. So it's quite similar to data mining, but it's a little bit broad, and it is becoming even as a profession that combines several disciplines like statistics, data analysis, machine learning, and other disciplines are included in data science. So, data scientists use learning algorithm on this pattern. Uh, it uses machine learning, data analysis, and statistics to process big data. Processing big data means uh, in another way it means it's supporting AI, because machine learning is the advanced form of AI, which helps AI machines or AI systems to learn new things automatically. Um, right. What's next is the applications of AI. We can use uh, AI in different uh, sectors, because AI is making our day-to-day life uh, more comfortable and faster. We can use it in agriculture, healthcare, education, finance, and e-commerce, gaming, data security, social media, travel and transport, the automotive industry, robotics, and even in entertainment. That's why it is becoming essential for today's like, because you can solve complex problems in an efficient way in multiple industries sectors, like we have mentioned here: the agriculture, healthcare centers, the education, the entertainment, security, robotics, and so on. Uh, Before we proceed to the tools and platforms, let's have a look at the sectors, the industries which are using AI, which are benefiting from AI. Let's say agriculture. We know that agriculture needs a very various resource, human resource, material resource. It needs labor, it needs money, it needs time. By combining all these resources, you get some result. Those results depends upon this resource, the human resource, the money, the time, and other materials. But instead of employing labor, we, we can engage AI products, AI products by applying AI in agriculture. For example, agriculture robots, soil and crop monitor, predictive analyze. So in general, we can say AI is a very helpful technology in agriculture. What about in healthcare? We can use AI in a very risky surgical operations. Sometimes a very complex surgical operations can be risky if, I mean, when they are taken by doctors. Yeah, for sure, sometimes it's very risky. So you can use AI to plan and operate such complex medical surgical operations or diagnosis. You can also use the AI in education. AI can automate grading, student grading. Uh, Teacher, instead of spending time on grading students, we can use AI system which automates grading so that the teacher can, or the tutor can, or the lecturer can devote its time on teaching instead of grading students. Uh, in finance and e-commerce, nowadays the e-commerce is supported by AI, like in searching, in recommending customers, and so on. In gaming, AI can be used for gaming purpose. Uh, you have a chance to play against AI machine or AI system like chess or other games. You can play a game peer to peer. Anyone who is online. You can use AI to secure data, private, very sensitive data. Uh, in social media, in social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, Snapchat, all this contains billions of user profiles, personal information, which is used to be stored and managed in a very efficient way for travel and transport. In the automotive industry, like assembling automotives, robotics, which are used most commonly nowadays for specific tasks, in entertainment like Netflix. All these are examples of AI used in different disciplines. Okay, we have seen the applications of AI, which can be used in different sectors. Now, let's look at the tools and platforms. AI platforms are defined as some sort of uh, hardware architecture or software framework. And the application framework is that allows the software to run. It enables the use of machines to perform tasks that are performed by human beings. Uh, this AI platforms uh, mostly simulates uh, human being intelligence, the cognitive learning, uh, the cognitive processes or the cognitive functions that human minds perform, uh, or in general, the components that defines the human intelligence, like reasoning, learning, problem solving, uh, perception, even understanding multiple languages. So this platforms helps you to do this cognitive features of human minds. Uh, Artificial intelligence platform provides users to a toolkit to build intelligent applications. This platforms combine intelligent decision-making algorithms with data, which enables developers to create a business solutions. Uh, we have also large number of tools which are uh, developed as AI products like the search and optimization, uh, like Google search, logic, probabilistic methods for uncertain reasoning or for proving theorems, classifiers and statistical learning methods, neural networks, control theory, multi multilingual uh, intelligence. All these are AI tools uh, which helps our life very easy and faster, more comfortable. Uh, we can mention AI platforms like Microsoft Azure machine learning, Google Cloud Prediction APIs, IBM Watson, TensorFlow, Infosys, NIA, ePro, Elements, API, Premotion, Rainbow, and so on. The last one is about uh, sample of AI APIs. Uh, we can use AI apps like in computing, in email, social networking, online shopping. In computing, like in Google's AI-powered predictions, um, commercial flight use on AI autopilot, like the drones. Uh, in email, you can use AI apps for spam filters, uh, smart email categories. Spam filters means it identifies a violent email message, virus, uh, smart email categorization. It categorizes like into different categories. Can be like a promotion, can be one category. Personal can be another category. Social can be another category, and so on. What about in social networking? We can use AI apps, for example, in Facebook. When you upload a photo, it helps you to recognize faces on the photo so that you can tag friends, families. Um, in Pinterest, Pinterest is another social network. Uh, it helps you to use computer visions. In Pinterest, sometimes it helps you to recognize objects in images. And Instagram is a use of machine learning to identify the contextual meaning of different emoji, which have been steadily replacing slang languages. Like instead of saying logo, we can use a laughing emoji uh, to express different emotions, like sadness, crying. There are different emojis which expresses emotions or which replaces different phrases. In Snapchat, it introduced facial filters called lenses. Um, you can also use AI apps in online shopping websites, in e-commerce websites. Uh, Online shopping has search features, so you can use the search feature. For example, your Amazon search helps you to search different products and it quickly returns list of most relevant products related to your search. It also gives you some recommendations based on the product items that you have viewed before, that you have bought before. Um, mobile use, mobile use. AI apps can be used in mobile phones, in cell phones, like voice to text. You speak, AI app recognizes your voice and converts it to text. Uh, there is also a feature called Smart Personal Assistant. This uses the voice to text feature to control the very latest smart devices. Now we are controlling this computer using cursor and other input peripherals. Well, with the latest technologies, you can control your smart device using only voice. Uh, that's it. This is all about chapter 3. Thank you for watching.